All right. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you're watching on social, but, on the commercials, we're live. So if you're enjoying it on Biz TV, please do. And if you want to hear a little of JT and crew unplugged, you may want to tune in for the commercials just on Facebook, but you also got to pay the bills, so watch the commercials on Biz TV. But I was just singing one of my favorite anthems. Pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. And this is like when my daughters train their cheerleading team, I always convince them to use Pump It Up as the hype song. When we're getting ready to come out for Ava's Sweet 16, we put on Pump It Up in the back to get everybody going. Remember that? So I pump it up on the breaks. But we're going to pump it up to a whole nother level right now when we're lucky to have a few minutes with Bruce LeVell. He's the executive director of the National Diversity Coalition for Trump. And Bruce joins us. He's got to hop on another show. He's in high demand right now. But Bruce, thanks for joining us for a few. I'm here in New York. I host a radio show on Sunday mornings called Table Talk, where we talk about things that people talk about at their kitchen table. We got a call in from these guys who own a restaurant bar in Staten Island who was shut down. They've now declared it an autonomous zone, and they're locked out the sheriffs. They're not charging. They're giving away free food and free beer, and they're taking donations. So people are getting desperate now. What's happening with this small business stuff, Bruce? Give us something good.
Well, John, thanks for having me. Listen, I saw this coming way back. John, there are 30.6 million small businesses in this country. And, people forget that myself, we have a retail business manufacturing here for 27 years in Atlanta. So I speak this passionately. I have a lot of friends with cafes and small bars and pubs all across Atlanta as well as across the country. And we represent 64% of this GDP. And there is no way, John, there is no way that most of these businesses are going to be able to sustain themselves with all these strict sanctions, shut down, occupying their business at 20, 30% occupancy level. It's not going to work on their performance, John. It's a travesty. It's a disaster. It's what I said from day one. The small business owners who are on the hook, John, the ones who have the mortgage, the one who has the rent, the landlord, they are on the hook. We know how to govern ourselves accordingly. We know how to sanction ourselves or take care of ourselves and our consumers, our customers per se, as well as our employees. Not the big government. It is killing the small business. It is devastating.
No doubt about it. Hey, Bruce, listen, I got to ask you this. Because you're the director of the National Diversity Coalition for Trump. And we had the most small business starts in history for minorities in America. So Donald Trump was stimulating small businesses, even down to the minority communities, the inner cities, right?
That's correct.
And now it just seems to me like in these progressive states and these progressive cities, they're literally trying to strangle these small business owners to death. And most small business owners, they got strength, they got resolve, and they have balls usually to put their money on the line. Aren't these governors and mayors saying that they're not smart enough to keep their business safe?
Well, unfortunately, look, the record speaks for itself. The most of the havoc, craziness, if you might say, are under Democrat mayors, Democrat governors, and thank God for some of like Rick DeSantis and my other place in Florida, and Governor Kemp here in Georgia. Some of the Republican governors are really fighting tooth and nail against the left on these shutdowns, John. And so, the record speaks for itself in terms of who is championing and putting the faith and confidence back in the American people as the small business. John, if we keep this up, we're not going to have anything.
Nope.
And they don't understand. Listen, the people who lead and make these great decisions are generally the ones who have family owners or their former business owners or their business people who are in these public offices, like the President of the United States. I mean,
God, right. He knows. He's been there. He's been bankrupt.
Exactly.
He knows it. All right. Hey, Bruce, we got to have you back soon when you got a little more time. But your message is right on the money, brother, and we need you out there shouting from the rooftops with us. Bruce LeVell, Executive Director, National Diversity Coalition for Trump. Thank you, Bruce. God bless you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're coming back. Don't go anywhere. Martha Bonetta is going to be here. She's the president of Vote America First. And my dear friend, just getting over COVID. You got to hear this. Stick with us.